Well, good morning, everyone. I'm David Paul, the Managing Director of VectorVest here in the UK. And we have an interesting situation in both the UK and the US markets this morning. I've entitled the short talk. We've got opposing trends on both sides of the Atlantic. The UK looks quite positive. The US is still falling. So it's still a time to be very careful in markets. So this is from the front page of VectorVest UK. We do our best to summarize the trends on the UK market in a glance. And as we go into the trading day today, the short-term trend of the UK market is up, the underlying trend is up, and the longest term measure of the trend turned up last week. And if we have a look at the chart of the VectorVest composite, that's over the last 6 months. We can see that green triangle, which is the buy signal that occurred last week sometime. The UK market moving up on reasonable momentum. Clearly the UK market buoyed by that news in the commodity market out of China last Thursday or Friday, and buoyed by the price of oil rising. The American market not nearly as heavy in commodities. So if we look across the Atlantic, we can see that we've got a completely different situation where the short-term trend of the American market is down, the underlying trend is down, and the longest term measure of the trend is down. So we have the US market pointing down, the UK market pointing up. Invariably, the US market leads. It's a very important week for the US. We've got midterm elections that occurred yesterday, and the results are still not finalized. And we've got, I think more importantly, the CPI number, the inflation number coming out, which will certainly drive markets. Clearly, if the inflation number comes out less than expected, then that would give some impetus to the bulls and their argument that interest rates are going to falter in the months ahead. So very big number. Going to be a lot of noise in the market around that. That's the American composite, all of the 8,000 shares we follow across there. And you can see the red signal, or last red signal is a sell signal. That was what the end of August owed. And this market seems to be rising, folks, in what technicians refer to as a rising wedge. It's still got a little bit to go to the top of the wedge, but nevertheless, that's considered as a bearish pattern. So we have a relief rally in progress on both sides of the Atlantic. How long it's going to last, I don't know. I'm playing it as a relief rally until it proves itself to the contrary. But I have added a couple of positions based on the UK market rising. I bought into 4imprint. I spoke about this company the last time I was on here. Earnings per share are growing strongly. It broke up from that low point on really good volume. It's gone sideways in a formation that technicians refer to as a bull flag. It's a textbook bull flag. I bought into it last Thursday, and as you can see, it's broken up on very good volume for the share. Over the last couple of days, it's traded inside bars, and although it's probably going to go back to test the old resistance, a break up through the high of the breakout bar would be very positive indeed. So that looks very good, with a target on that at about £50. This is Tongela, and I'll put that in as an example of things that don't look so good. The fundamentals of this company are outstanding. It's cheap, it's growing earnings strongly. Its biggest problem is the South African Railways getting a call out to the ports, to the terminal. So, and that caused the share to come back markedly yesterday. I'm holding the stock, and I'm holding the stock with the stop loss exactly under that 78% retracement that's provided support over the last week or two. So that's Tongela is on death watch for me, and I've done quite well in it, and I've taken a couple of dividends in it, but as I say, if it breaks down through that 78% retracement today or the next few days, it's gone. Plus 500, I have a position in plus 500, moving up quite nicely. This is a long-term chart. And as you can see, it's broken up. It's pushing up on this, what, 4 or 5 year high. I like the way it's broken. Resistance come back and tested it, moving up quite strongly on reasonable volume. So that's doing okay. This is AEP, and Anglo-Eastern Plantations is undervalued, growing earnings strongly. Come back to that long-term trend line. That's a 3-year chart, folks. So being accumulated at that trend line, I think that looks like a very good level to get into that mid-cap. Volex. Volex showing strong accumulation at a Fibonacci level, and it's been holding that level now for about 6 months. In the last rally that occurred in July, the share moved up. In the sell-off, it's pulled back to support again. It's having a very, very good week, and I would expect that share, when the market does break out, to do exceptionally well. That would seem to be a very good level to buy into Volex. Lastly, well, the seasonality on watches of Switzerland is exceptionally good. Shares pulled back to that Fibonacci level and has broken up quite strongly. An exceptionally good announcement or trading statement out of the share this morning. It's on a Vector S buy signal. It seemed to have broken through this trend line defining the sell-off. And to me, I wouldn't be at all surprised to go see it come back and make a right shoulder here. But nevertheless, that looks like a reasonably good place to buy into watches of Switzerland. Seasonality should be good, certainly for the next couple of months. So just be careful out there, folks. As I say, the American market looking very weak. UK market looking much stronger. Always happier when they're moving together. And in my world, over the last 40 years in this line of work, the American market has normally led. Big number ahead, that CPI number. Just watch out for that. So I hope that helped, folks. If you want to find these stocks for yourself, stocks that are undervalued, stocks that are going earning strongly and reasonably safely, then VectorVest will do all that for you. And you can kick the tires of VectorVest World, not just the UK, the US, Canada, whole Europe and Australia for 30 days for a fiver. If you're interested, then please just go to our website or come and visit us at the Mellow Show out in Chiswick next Thursday. And we'll also be at the IX show in Holborn on November the 25th. At both those shows, I've got 2 presentations. Thanks very much indeed.